Buenos dias. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Cafecito con ACE. I hope you are well and focused on what you can control. My name is Patricia Mota, and I am serving as President and CEO of ACE, the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement, a national nonprofit organization whose mission since 1982 is to positively impact workplaces by cultivating the pipeline of Latino talent, providing our community the insight, access, and support to be successful in their careers. A few key announcements regarding if you are looking for your next career opportunity. Today is focused on STEM. We have our recruitment series this afternoon, and we want to make sure go to the website and check out the opportunities and to sign up for this free event. And also, I know many of you joining in, and we want to know where you're tuning in from. So please engage in the chat because this is an opportunity to network and connect with one another. Good morning, yo. Good to see you joining us this morning. And ensure that many of you are getting ready to prepare for Hispanic Heritage Month, which is celebrated between September 15th and October 15th. ASE has an event to be able to participate in, but also if you're looking for us to support you, please be sure to reach out. Now I want to be able to get started in today's conversation. We have our special guest, good morning, who is Rosetta Rolan. Good morning, Rosetta. Give us
Good
a wave.
morning, Patricia. How are you?
I'm doing well. Say Rosetta Rolan 3 times. Yeah.
Right.
I love it. She's currently serving as lead university recruiter for Nielsen IQ in the US, helping support college students getting into summer internship programs and also entry-level talent. So tune in if you are, fall within that or working with students and know someone. We all know someone that could benefit from this content. Be sure to share, like, comment. We want to be able to engage with Rosetta during this conversation. So Rosetta, bienvenida to Cafecito con ACE. We talked about usually with Cafecito, our first question is, how do you like your coffee prepared or morning beverage of choice?
So when I drink coffee, which is not too often, I usually drink decaf just for health reasons, with some cream and sugar. A friend of mine said, "Wow, you like a little coffee with your cream and sugar." So it's really mostly cream and sugar. But my preference is, some herbal tea. I've gotten onto Lady Grey recently, English breakfast, Irish breakfast. So I do drink my herbal tea in the morning.
All right, let's see our tea drinkers. Who are our tea drinkers in the house
Ooh,
joining
ooh,
us?
tea drinkers.
Happy Wednesday, Bobby. Welcome, everyone. I saw Emily, a student who's in marketing, who's interested in learning more. And so great engagement. Continue to share with us who you are, where you're tuning in from. So Rosetta, one of the great things that I love about Cafecito is getting to know people about their backgrounds, their trajectories. So please share with us in terms of how you got to your current role, your background. Let us know.
So, I wasn't one of those people that had that linear career that just started and then moved up. Mine has been kind of like a roller coaster. Um, I have my undergraduate degree in mass communications with a concentration in public relations. Surprise, I'm in HR. And then I have an MBA also. But, I started out in broadcast TV, was like my first real job using my degree. I worked in broadcast television for 12 years, obviously not in front of the camera, more in like community affairs and things like that. And then got laid off from that job. It was a really great job. I had moved up to the corporate level to work on diversity and to run their corporate minority scholarship and internship program, but then I got laid off when the economy tanked. So I made the transition from working with the internship program to work in career services. So I worked in career services for about 6 years, helping students with their resumes, mock interviews, things like that. Um, Left that industry and got a job in college recruiting, which is what I do now. I've been doing that for the last 6 years. Helping students to get connected to their first opportunity, whether it's through an internship or through a full-time opportunity, entry-level opportunity. So it's been a wild ride, but I love doing what I do. I get excited when I get that get to make an offer to a student for a full-time role or for an
Mm.
internship and just see the excitement and helping them to navigate into from school into the world of work. So it's been an interesting and fun and crazy career path so far, but I'm in the right place. I just love working with Nielsen and working with students and doing what I do.
I love it. And I love when you share about your background about the roller coaster, but not just the roller coaster in
Right,
terms of all the transitions, right? So that folks tuning in that are looking to transition their careers is it seemed like you've been able to really hone in on your transferable
right,
skills, right?
definitely.
In terms of focusing and starting off in communications, you mentioned HR, going for an MBA, and I know you had some background in higher education to then, going into the corporate. So we
Right.
evolve, right? We evolve
Yes,
as beings. And I think it's important to give ourselves grace because I know sometimes we could be tough with ourselves
definitely.
as we're going through that process. Some of you may be experiencing that right now. And so
Right.
thank you for sharing that. You were going to say?
I was gonna say, and sometimes it's through a choice, and sometimes you don't have a choice. I mean, I was laid off one time, I was let go one
Mhm.
time, and it was just like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do now? But
Yeah.
just taking what I learned previously and adapting, like you said, those transferable skills, networking with people that I knew, having conversations, even if they didn't have an opportunity, just asking them, what do you think about this, or how would I translate this? So it's leaning on your network as well.
And thank you for saying that. Those of you tuning in, this is your network. Make sure you're connecting in the chat. If you're looking for support with something, make sure you're asking the questions. We have to not be afraid of asking, leaning in on our network, leaning in on organizations like ASA that are here to support you. So tell us more. You seem, you are excited about working at Nielsen IQ,
Right,
and we know that Nielsen IQ is currently taking applications for its university program. So can you tell
right.
us more about the program, how to apply, where to apply, all of the details?
Great. So the Nielsen IQ University program is run through our DE&I team. It's a 12-week immersive training program for data analytics. So if you've ever thought about a career in data analytics, or maybe have worked in data and haven't thought about a career, didn't know how to transition, this is a great opportunity to get in and get some hands-on experience. So it's 12 weeks long. It's about an hour and a half each week. There are classes that you would take. Part of the classes are, teaching you how to use data, um, how to interpret data, how to take the data that you interpret and read and turn it into like a recommendation for a client. So really, they take you through the basics, working
Mm,
with different platforms, Excel and some of the other platforms that we use at Nielsen IQ. You work directly with some of our client organizations. So, I don't know exactly the clients that are going to be participating this coming cohort, but we had last year we had like Procter and Gamble, Johnson and
mm,
Johnson, some of the big names that you hear out in the CPG industry. So it's 12 weeks of classes, some of the classes learning the data, and some of the classes, interacting with other participants. There's also a mentorship piece with employees through Nielsen IQ and also with our client organizations. There's professional development as well. So we have a lot of, integration with learning the actual job, but then learning some soft skills and things like that. Um, and then there's a component where we break everybody into teams, and
mm.
each team will spend some time working on a particular challenge that one of our client organizations that's participating, that they have. And then at the end of the 12 weeks, you present to the panel from that organization. Um, the winning team for each client organization gets up to $10,000 cash prize to split amongst the team members. But then also for those students who complete the 12-week program, there's a stipend that's paid at the end. So you're getting the training opportunity, you'll get a certificate, like a certification in data analytics, you'll get networking opportunities, you'll get professional
Wow.
development, mentorship, a stipend, and a possible cash prize at the end. And the reason why we do this is because, number one, we want to make sure that people have the understanding of what a data analyst does, but
Mhm,
also because we recognize there's a gap with diverse
mhm.
candidates. So this program is specifically for diverse candidates to bring more diversity into the CPG industry, to provide more support and training that you need, but then also for our company and for some of our client organizations and the industry as a whole, not only do we want to help you to get the knowledge and the understanding to get your foot in the door, but like with Nielsen IQ specifically, our DE&I team have developed programs to help you to progress in the company and in the industry. So we don't just want you to get in on the entry level. We want you to grow your career. We want to see more diversity and leadership within our company and within the industry. So this is a very important program for us. We have leadership backing. They are very excited about this program. We had about
Is this the
78.
first year or something that
This is our second cohort coming up.
second
Our
cohort?
first cohort was
Wonderful.
in the spring.
Okay.
We had about 78 students to participate to complete the program in the spring. So this is our second cohort coming up, and we're going to be going forward every fall with a new cohort. We really want to grow this program. This year we're expanding into Canada and the UK, so it's not just in the US. So you'll have an opportunity to interact with students all over the world.
What an amazing opportunity. And you mentioned CPG. So for those of you, in terms of companies, it's consumer packaged good,
Yes.
companies like that work, so you get access to these companies as well, which is amazing. And at ASE, we're big believers of cohort model
Right.
training and opportunities and research. So I'm a big believer of that. And I love this model because it's intentional, right?
Yes.
And it seems like there's a lot of facets that do become challenges for entry level, especially for students that are being addressed. You talked about the mentorship component. There's a stipend. So all the participating students that get that compensation to be able to participate from something like this, which is, so the barriers that usually happen are being covered with what is being offered, right? With the program.
Right. Yeah, we recognize that the lack of diversity is a lot of times it's an access. It's not that you don't have the ability. It's just that you don't have the opportunity sometimes just because of individual situations. So we're trying to address what is it that's keeping somebody from doing this. Let's see what we can do to address it. So the stipend at the end of the program, the cash prize for the winning team, just the opportunity to interact with people who are working in the industry to provide, mentorship, to help you to talk through some of the doubts that you might have in your mind and help you to understand how to overcome them. Or, a lot of us, from diverse backgrounds, we have that imposter syndrome where it's like you get in there and then you're like, am I good enough to do this? Yes, you are good enough to do this, but sometimes you just need that person to encourage you. So we want to provide that encouragement. We also, for juniors and seniors who participate in the program, if you express interest in working for Nielsen IQ, we will guarantee you a first round interview. So any student who's participating in the program says, hey, I really am interested in a career with Nielsen IQ, we have an application that you would just complete saying, hey, I'm interested in an internship, a summer internship. We guarantee you an interview for that internship. We guarantee you a first round interview for a full-time role. And then if you knock that first round interview out of the park, then the next round is a behavioral interview and a case study. You knock that out of the park. Then we go to the team and say, hey, this person did a great job during the interview. We provide feedback and they say, yes, we want to hire them. So we are providing not only the training, but we're now providing that pipeline to get into the actual opportunities that we have for summer internships or for a full-time role if you're graduating next spring.
Invaluable experience for those that are looking to get into data analytics. And the piece that I love that you mentioned is connecting the storytelling behind it, right?
Right.
It's not just compiling the data, but something that's so critical is the storytelling that is aligned with that, and being able, and I think right now storytelling is incredibly important to be able to make that connection with data. So I know many of you that are interested, we'll drop the information in the chat in terms of how to get more information on this program. And then if this is not for you, I know you have to know someone in your network that could benefit from something like this. And of course, we want to get students this information so that they can apply it and really leverage, especially if they're looking to get into this type of field.
Right.
Any other stories? And those of you tuning in, please get your questions ready because we want to be able to take a question or two. before we wrap up with Rosetta here. But yeah, any other stories that you have, or that folks should know, like the application deadline, for example?
So, yes, the deadline is September 1st, so that deadline
Okay,
is
that's
coming
around the
up. I
corner.
see that the link is in the chat, so please, please apply if you're interested. The application process is very simple. You just complete the application, we'll review everything, and then let you know if you've been accepted, which, most students are. I mean, you really have to basically not complete the application to not get an offer, but to get into the program. But, we've had some great students to come through. We had one young lady that one thought she she she's an immigrant to this country. She didn't learn the language until later in life. I think she was like in high school, but she has come on. She participated in the program. Um, she did a really good job during the program, and when she went through the interview process, the interviewers that spoke with her raved about her. They thought she
Mm,
was just amazing. She has started a full-time role with us. She went through the interview process. She started a full-time role with us. She's doing a great job. We've had several students who've come in. They were a little tentative at first, but they really just like took the bull by the horns and took advantage of
mm.
the opportunity, asked great questions, shared information, shared some of their fears, and we were able to kind of talk through it with them. And they've come on board. They're doing a great job in just a short amount of time. They're really making themselves known and getting involved and getting engaged. So I'm just excited to see, as we go forward, how the students coming out of these cohorts just really contribute to the company and to the industry overall.
Well, whether they stay at Nielsen IQ, right,
Right,
or others, right, I think that's just an
right.
invaluable, powerful experience. So we'll take a question, but as we pull any questions that are up, is there a specific majors for the program?
Not specifically
Okay,
because, we're just
that's good to
liberal
know.
arts majors, business
Good,
majors, computer
open.
science, and we're open. If you are interested in working with data and telling stories, helping our clients to craft what they need to meet their challenges, share their stories, market their products. If you're able to do that, you can come in. It's there's not like a specific major. We've had people with psychology degrees come in and do well. We've had people with business degrees, people with computer science degrees to come in and do well. So it's just, what is it in your background that gives you that passion for data, working with
Mhm.
data and helping our clients, whether they're a retailer or manufacturer, to, develop a new product or make a product they have better, help them to sell better, increase their product flow, things like that. There's no specific major for that.
Great. Well, a lot of great information on this program. Thank you for those of you tuning in. Please make sure that we get the word out. The deadline again is on September 1st. So that's around the corner. We want to make sure that we can get this out to students that could really benefit this unique opportunity I would say unique because we don't see that as structured the way it is, so
Right.
intentional. It takes time, and we know that there's a lot of work behind that. And so we appreciate our partnership with Nielsen IQ to be able to really get this out there, and to
Definitely.
ensure that we're promoting it as well. And so, Rosetta, I know we have a few minutes left. We would love to hear from you in terms of what are you most hopeful for, not only for the remainder of this year, but as it comes to in general from your own personal perspective.
Um, just that we continue, like you said, to be intentional about
Mm,
including everyone in every opportunity that we have. People are bringing so many different perspectives and so many different experiences, and it seems like, in the past we just had this one path where we're going to post this work, you're going to apply, and then, you're going to
yes.
work hard and you're going to do this. Everybody works hard, but there's so many different things that can impact your path that we want to make sure that we make it an opportunity for everyone, that no
Mhm.
obstacle is going to keep you from reaching your goals and getting to where you want to be. Um, through no fault of your own, there's so many things that you do try to do what people say is the right thing, which, the right thing is different for everybody, but there are things that can happen that are out of your control. So we want to try to see, is there a way that we can address it and take some of those obstacles out so that everybody can reach their goals, career
Ros-
goals, personal goals, anything like that.
I love that, Rosetta, and I know that we are appreciative of your time and of leaders such as you that help to build and really advance programs such as this. And we know that there's a story behind as to why you're doing it, and we're so
Right.
appreciative. And I think we have one question in terms of
Yes.
in-person or remote. Very great question.
Yes, awesome question. So this is the Nielsen IQ University program is a remote opportunity.
Okay.
And then if you progress into like an internship or a full-time opportunity, that's going to vary depending on the role. Some of them are specifically in person, but a lot of them are remote. But that's a great question. Yes, Nielsen IQ University program, the 12-week program is a remote program.
Accessible to even more folks, right?
Yes,
In terms of
yes,
reach, in terms of those that do
definitely.
have the capabilities to be able to do so. And so thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Rosetta, for being so gracious
Thank
with
you
your
for the
time and
invitation.
inspiring us this morning. Please continue to connect and engage with Cafecito con Ace. To all, hasta la próxima. Until next time, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.